One trauma response I love talking about because it's not so greatly talked about in the corporate world, but I want to talk about the fawn response. We often hear about fight, flight, flee, or freeze. Fawn is a little bit harder to see, and often because if someone is fawning at us, we kind of enjoy it, especially if we have our own issues with self-worth or self-esteem, or in worst case scenario, someone could be fawning a narcissistic person with narcissistic tendencies, and then that's really, really bad, very, very dangerous. But fawning is something to really look for and recognize in your clients. We talk about always working with people that are resistant. I just have a client, they're just not willing. They don't have the attitude to move forward. They're just not motivated. We talk about that a lot, and those are different um, trauma responses. But what about if they're so good? So good. I remember once I was in a business, so it was like a self-employed business, but I did have a director, so like a multi-level marketing thing, and they used to always say to other directors, she's the best consultant. She just does whatever I tell her to. It's the easiest thing in the world to lead her. And that is because I was fawning. I was so desperate for them to appreciate me, like me. I wanted to belong there. And that is from my own trauma in the past. But they didn't recognize it. They were just like, this is great. I'm going to tell her to do anything, and then she will do it. And yes, I had a lot of success out of it too, but it definitely gave them a lot of success. But it also put me in positions of danger because I didn't question anything, and there was things I should have questioned, which eventually led to me leaving the company and all these things. So even now when I have clients, I often work with clients that have, when they come for wholeness, they feel like something's missing or that they are missing some type of belonging or connection in life. So I help people find that missing ingredient. Um, and because I'm a good coach and I love the people that I work with, like I really love humans. Sometimes I get fawned at from my clients, but I don't take credit for it. So I'll give you an example. So I have a client that's always like, "You're just the best. You've changed my life. You're so amazing." And I'm like, "No, no, you did the work. You changed your life. I just gave you a couple tools to use and support you, but you're the one that's amazing. I am just a human. Don't put me on a pedestal." And so I constantly remind them to give themselves credit for the work that they're doing, for the breakthroughs. And I'm always a little leery when people are like, "Oh, it felt so good. I helped that person so much." That's a whole other story. So if someone seems a little too eager and they're not ever questioning you, um, and they're very quick to agree with your opinion, even when you're like, really, you don't have any objection to anything I'm saying, that is a clue that that person may feel like that your uh, mentorship, your coaching, your niceness, your kindness to them is situational and conditional, and so they're trying to earn your time and attention, but you're there to serve them. And yeah, of course, it's easier to work with people that are kind and nice, but we have to be very careful that we are teaching them that it is okay to have a differing opinion. And you may coach someone that's very eager and always agreeable into like, what would the opposite of that be? If you had to pick something totally different to do, what might that be? Just out of curiosity. And help open their minds to, sometimes let's play devil's advocate. Let's give me all the reasons why this won't work or that won't work. To try to get them to see that it's safe to have differing opinions with me so that they can start to learn that there is safety even if they're not always agreeable. Really, really, really important. Fawning can be so dangerous and it can put people in so many dangerous positions. We're not there to heal them. We're just there to create a disconfirming experience where they can challenge, where they can have differing opinions, where they don't have to compliment you constantly in order to earn the work that you do for them. So keep that in mind. And that's one of the pieces that we work through in this workshop, the pre-employment readiness coach workshop, is specifically that we look at it in the Circle of Safety leadership 2-day program as well. It's just really important to not look at the external behaviors, but looking at some of the internal motivators of why that's happening. And fawn is a really hard one to spot because honestly, it feels great when someone's telling you that you're amazing, but it could be an issue. Not saying you're not amazing, it's just something to be aware of.